Hi, welcome to another episode of A Woman Full of Soul. I am Mary, and I am here with Anna Trader, who owns her own meditation and consulting and coaching business, which she will discuss a little bit more in detail with you as we go through our interview today. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi, Mary. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. How's everything going today?
Pretty good. Yes. Having a
Good.
fantastic day so far. And
Awesome.
it's still early in the day.
Awesome. And can you explain to everyone a little bit more about what you do, what your everyday looks like?
Sure. Well, I have a 12-year-old daughter, so a lot of my time is spent with her when she's home.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just starting to focus on building my coaching business, which includes transitioning from feeling stuck in a situation or an aspect of your life and
Mm-hmm.
into having the fear of not or uncertainty of trying to move forward, but really don't know, you don't really know how. So
Right.
the key to that has helped me
Mm-hmm.
is incorporating meditation, and I walk the clients through that aspect of it and how to incorporate it into your life.
Okay.
And it's pretty fascinating, actually.
Great. And so what hour do you have set hours for that you do it, or is it kind of flexible because it's your own
Yes,
business, or do you work it on your own time, like around your own time and everything?
I try to accommodate the client as well as myself, but there's always a mutual time that we could always find to work together.
Okay. And where can people find you if they want to connect with you about coaching?
Well, you can just go to my website. All the information is there. It's annatrader.com. Two
Okay.
N's.
Awesome. And where do you find your inspiration every day? Where does it come from? And what inspires you in your life?
Good question. My inspiration comes really from my determination to do what I'm passionate about. I've realized that the opportunities that I've been given
Mm-hmm.
um, are fantastic. And because I've also uh, gotten myself through some very difficult situations in my life, and just managed to thrive and become stronger from
Yeah.
those situations. And my other biggest inspiration has been my daughter. She has been one of my main supporters in
Uh-huh.
anything I want to do. She loves to see me happy, and I inspire her to live a more determined, peaceful, happy life. So she basically inspires me to try to be the best version of myself
Uh-huh.
on a daily basis.
So she inspires you for growth and newness too, you think?
I think so because she I'm her mentor basically. I'm the person she looks up to.
Mhm.
So I need to feel that I'm improving myself in order for her to be able to improve herself and to grow and to learn from her situations. Sometimes not good situations that these young kids end up being in,
Mhm.
especially with schools, with the bullying, the craze of just, and then they come home just, feeling torn apart. And so it's a whole growth from inspiring myself to help her as well.
What's one concrete thing you two do together to bring that joy or to come out of a situation like bullying or something like that? What's one thing that you do to like uplift your spirits and to really um, keep you to, take that next step or to enjoy that next thing?
Well, one thing we definitely do is talk about it. So I have her express her pain, her emotions. She goes in, she's very sensitive, so she'll do a lot of crying. But then we sit in meditation. So we sit in silence, and she's still young, so
Mhm.
I try to cap it at 15 minutes with her.
Okay.
So that helps her really with the breathing. When she's feeling a little anxious, the breathing helps her calm down very quickly, actually.
So is that meditation just breathing? Is there music, or do you lead her with words in some way, or what does it look like?
There's no music. It's
Okay.
just words, and I walk her through the breathing, and then we sit in complete silence and focus on the breath. And sometimes I'll give her a mantra. We have,
Okay.
mantra-led meditations, which she likes. So yeah, that's very simple, but it's very powerful.
Hmm. So really recentering and
Grounding and just,
yeah.
yeah, the breathing really helps her calm down within maybe 5 breaths,
Hmm.
concentrated breaths. She's able to feel her body just relax, and and she loves it. And she actually feels the energy in her body when
Hmm.
she tells me how it made her feel. Yeah.
That's great.
Mhm.
Awesome practice to open her up to and to help her to experience herself and her feelings more, but also to be able to cope with them and manage them
Yes,
too.
definitely.
What is one challenge you are facing right now, and how are you trying to work through it?
Well, I'm trying not to be such a perfectionist when it comes to building my business. So
Okay.
I'm brand new as an entrepreneur, and there's so many tasks to get done, so many angles, so many things.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to just stay focused on one task at a time, just to avoid feeling overwhelmed from the whole, build of this new business.
And how are you keeping yourself focused or bringing your focus back and eliminating that overwhelm?
Meditation.
Okay. And can you explain a little bit about what your own meditation looks like and how it differs from what you're instilling in your child?
Okay. Well, I have a ritual, a daily ritual. I wake up in the morning, and after I'm done taking care of her and getting her to school, I sit for between 30 and 45 minutes. I have my own personal mantra that was given to me by my teacher. So
Okay.
sometimes I use that mantra, and sometimes I use, depending on what I need. If I need to feel like I need more grounding, more focus, um, if I want to set an intention, but
Uh-huh.
it's always a minimum of 30 minutes in the morning, and
Okay.
then about 4:30 is my second meditation. Also between 30 and 45 minutes.
Okay. And that's after she's home or before she
After,
comes home?
no,
Okay. After.
after she's home. Yeah. So she knows, it's my time,
Mhm.
and she'll do her homework, and I am in my corner meditating.
Okay. That works
It
though,
does work, and
right?
it works for
And
me.
you're
Yeah.
showing her the practice of it and how to become
Yeah.
disciplined in it, but then also how it rechannels you and changes your energy too, because I'm sure she experiences the before and the after,
She does, and she's
right?
starting, and she has, yeah, she does, certainly does, and she thanks me, and she voices how better she feels, and she's starting to see the value of it.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, she does see the value. Yeah.
That's great. Who is one person in your life that has inspired you beyond belief, and how have they touched you? This can be someone who is alive, can be
Mhm.
someone who has died, or it can even be someone you've never met. It can be a celebrity that you hope to one day meet and hang out with. I don't know.
Oh well, there's a few, but no, the person is my husband, or
Okay.
he passed away when my daughter was 5 months old. He got sick, and he so anyway, he passed away, and um he really taught me how to open my heart, and really love the person that I am,
Hmm.
and not judge myself, as much as I really thought. At the time I was younger, I was much younger, and I was just always hard on myself. So leave, and he left me his daughter, so our daughter, and she's pretty much the biggest gift that he's ever given me.
Yeah.
And she is part of him, and I think through her, he's always going to be my biggest, the only person that's ever touched me as much as he has, really.
Yeah. And so how can you explain a little bit more how his spirit has inspired your spirit, or how you've changed even a little bit more than like, I know you've changed through not judging yourself as much, right? What are some of the concrete things that he did that helped you to overcome those imperfections of yourself that you had before? Because because of experiencing him, you are more perfectly you now. So
Yeah.
how did that change? What were some things that he did, or ways that he really got through to you that you are perfectly you, and being you
Well,
is.
these are deep. These are good questions,
Yeah.
Mary. You gave me something to think about.
I know, that's the point.
Oh my gosh.
I know that you can do this because we've talked before, so I know that you can reach into this.
Yeah. So one thing, he was just very accepting of me,
Mm-hmm.
with all my flaws, and I had many. Um, and I had a lot of insecurities. But he was just, and he actually to push me through fears that I had. There was a time when I felt very insecure about this really crazy job that I was offered a job at this company, and I didn't want to take the job because I really felt that I wasn't able um, to achieve, give this company what they wanted.
Uh-huh.
And I had so much fear that he was like, no, I think you can do anything you put your mind to it. And I really doubted myself. And every time I doubted myself, he would, just laugh it off and say, you can do anything you want. Never doubt yourself. And there was a period where after he passed away, I forgot about all that, and I forgot myself. And then just remembering his words and the confidence that he gave me just by his words and the way he lived life. He he was an architect and also a surfer, and
Okay.
his life revolved around just living that free if you could picture a surfer, that was him.
Yeah.
He would go to the beach and surf, and he had that freeness about him, that lightness about him, that
Mhm.
was so contagious, and everyone that was around him just lit up because he was really the person that always was lit up,
Yeah.
in a natural way, of course.
Right, right.
Yeah. And he loved life, and he made me see life very differently. And he didn't want to leave this earth, and he was very determined to try to live as long as he could
Mhm.
because he loved life so much.
Right.
And I saw that in him. And it was just really hard not to absorb that feeling from him.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a great feeling to absorb,
it is.
right? I mean, that's the best feeling to take
Yeah,
from someone is
yeah,
their joyful spirit, and their love for life, and their care for life, and their dedication to being who they truly are and truly authentically them. I know I've heard other stories about architects who do have, like, amazing hobbies like surfing or mountain climbing to the tallest mountain you can possibly think of, right? There's always a balance. But that, like those moments of joy for them, the surfing, the mountain climbing, the volcano discovery, whatever it is, those moments are what really refill and bring the joy for them to do the work that they do and to do their work fully, like to a beautiful ability. Not even I don't want to say like their full capability because it's beyond that.
Yes.
Because their spirit, it brings more than just what they are capable of. Which probably brings me to one of my other questions, which I usually save for the end, but it's really the grace there, right? Like it's the grace that fills them, um, and and overshadows them, literally overshadows them and their work to make their work the blessing that it is, and their relationships the blessing that they are. So I think that's a really beautiful thing to have inspire you and to take away from that and to help carry you through, or even to have you live your own life to the fullest every day, that of course he would want you to live and to enjoy.
And to enjoy, yes.
Yeah. So how would you, and I unless you've changed your mind, because we have
About
talked, how would you define a woman full of soul? Kind of like changing the order of my questions here. In the past, you've told me a woman full of soul is someone who has grace.
I did say that.
Is that still your thought right now? Or do you have a different definition of a woman full of soul right now? And you can change it. It doesn't have to stay grace. It can be whatever you think right now is a woman full of soul.
Well, yeah. So I think a woman full of soul, yes, has grace, but I think more powerful than that is strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
So explain, what does that strength look like?
So that strength looks like a woman that gracefully gets through all the trials and craziness that life throws at us.
Yeah.
But if she digs deep inside herself, she will have the strength that she needs at that moment in time that is needed. So whatever the situation in their life, because unfortunately, not every time of your life is happy, and we are given times where we're very sad.
Definitely.
So I think when we have that strength, it exudes this this soulfulness of the woman, that you can't go back from that. So once you have that strength, you can't go back to a woman that you were.
Right. She's gone. She's gone. She's grown. She's flourished.
Yep.
Yeah. You're no longer her. I mean, you've been transformed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in good ways.
Once you go through that transformation, it's, first of all, you don't even want to be, whoever you were before you gained the strength that you gained. Yeah, and once that transformation happens, you just keep going.
Yeah. Can you explain a little bit more about the strength and what this looks like? Is this a hard strength? Is this like you toughen up and you go and do whatever it is you think you need to do? Is this a strength that has some softness to it? Explain it.
I think it's more of, I'm not talking about physical strength. I'm talking about that deep spiritual, emotional strength.
Okay.
That we need as women, of course. We sometimes are left to feel like the minorities of the world, and we have to prove ourselves and prove our strength with a little grace, because that's how we're looked at. But the strength is almost like an emotional, like it's almost like an emotional blessing, because we want to be able to when we're pushed up against the wall for any reason,
Hmm.
we want to be able to have that emotional, graceful strength that we need to get through whatever it is that we need to get through. So I think it's more of, it's not a hardened strength, but it's a more
Okay.
light, emotional strength that I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I know sometimes in the past women have described strength as like you moving full throttle ahead, you blocking everything else out, you're just going and doing and like pushing and um, moving to the next level, or I'm not even sure how else to describe it. Is that the type of strength you're talking about? Or are you talking about something a little bit different?
So I can give you a really good example of that.
Okay.
So when I was 8 months pregnant,
Hmm.
my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Okay.
So I had a decision to make, even though I didn't sit down and talk to myself about making the decision. But I
Right.
did the strength that I needed to have to just sit next to him while he's having chemo,
Hmm.
and I'm pregnant, and I'm realizing, wait, this is not where I should be. I'm having a baby. Why am I in the chemo center with, the
Right.
whole thing was so surreal, but yet I had to find that inner strength that just came. And
And
then,
to do both, to
and to,
be there and to have the baby. Yeah.
exactly.
Which are
So,
two very different feelings,
uh-huh.
very different dynamics at the same time coming in. Because in having a baby, you're flooded with love and light,
Yep.
right? And joy and everything about the thought about that. But then in this other dynamic, you're flooded with compassion that you have to show him, but and trying to hold on to hope that things are going to work out with his health, right? And then also go through the stages if it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So, I had to find the strength just to get through everything I needed to get through, not even knowing what it was that I was supposed to get through, because it
Right.
hadn't happened yet. I just had to get through that moment at that time. And I every moment that I had to gain strength each day, um, I can't go back. I'm not the same person I was 12 years ago from that experience. So that strength not only evolved and helped me transform myself, but
Mm-hmm.
helped me see life very differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
What did you do every day to help you through that? Was there anything you did every day? I'm assuming, did you meditate then or no?
At the
That,
no,
no.
no, I found
Meditation was after that.
yes,
What did you do? Can you remember what you did to get to help you to
yeah,
do
I
all those things at the same time?
yeah. So I was working still,
Mm-hmm.
and then after my baby was born, I think I went back to work after 6 weeks or something, and yes, so I had a job. So I think my job was my place where I just forgot about what was really going on in my life.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was at the time trying to um, kind of not think about it, because I knew I had to get through whatever was going to be presented to me. But
Right.
but
Like
I
a mental break. The work gave you a mental break or refilled you. Did you had friendships there too?
and my
Like
friends
you
all
have friends? Yeah.
huge support. But then this baby was there, so she was
Mm-hmm.
my strength. I looked at her and I couldn't believe I was a mother at my age. No, because I was much older. So, I think a lot of the strength that I got was through this baby. That was, this little 2, 3 month old baby that she had no clue what was going on, but
Right.
um so yeah, I think she helped me. that was, I looked to her, and I couldn't wait to spend time with her. I couldn't, it was, yeah, she was a real huge blessing at the time. But so I had her and I had my job that
Hmm.
really helped me. It's sad to say, but it was my job that just made me forget.
No, I think that's a really good thing. It's a job. Yeah. Yeah. Jobs can really ground you and give you that support system that you need. And the thought of not, like, one area of your life that you may not have to worry about, right? Like,
True.
especially if you're going out into the other directions or you have a lot of factors. And they also offer the stability that you're looking for too. Like, it can cause a kind of calmness and stableness if other areas are uprooted, um, or if you're going through a lot of change in other areas. So I know a lot of different people who turn to their jobs for the emotional
Mm.
stability that they're lacking in other areas, or even like the consistency of the patterns or behaviors of the people, the routine schedule, all of that.
That was
Um,
very true for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then your friends that are there too,
Totally.
uplifting
Yeah.
you and know the situation and care. And yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's one thing you could share with every woman and wanted every woman to know,
Mhm.
what would that one thing be?
Oh, the one thing is, if we're trying to look for happiness outside ourselves,
Yeah.
we need to really look inside ourselves because it's always inside us. We don't need to look anywhere else. Um, and and for me, meditation, of course, and I've worked with some really great coaches who have helped me to really
Hmm.
connect with me, who I am, and
Uh-huh.
the type of woman I want to be. Very authentic and very true to myself and to what my passions are. Yeah.
How would you explain to a woman how to see if a coach is a good fit for her, or if that's a path she should go down, is choosing a coach?
Um, Typically, by a feeling of restlessness. Like you kind of know, you kind of feel almost stuck.
Okay.
You feel a little anxious. You start thinking, there's got to be more. There's when you start thinking there's got to be more to life,
Hmm.
because life is very short, as I know so well. Um, and you're not feeling that you're connecting to what is authentically who you are and what you want to do. Perhaps there's, perhaps, a lot of people feels that they want to write, and writers, are stuck sometimes in positions or jobs or in life that doesn't allow them to release that creativity inside of them.
Hmm.
Or even an artist. And I know a lot of artists that are so creative, but yet they're accountants. So there's that disconnect. And then once they start noticing or feeling so unhappy in whatever they're doing at that moment, in that time of their life, and they remember, but I used to paint. What happened to that? I don't paint. I haven't picked up a paintbrush in 5 years, or, and once they start noticing and feeling a little off and a little, unhappy, it's typically an unhappy feeling and a feeling of unfulfillment in what they're doing.
Yeah. Or lack of purpose, maybe.
Lack of purpose, but they don't really
Mhm.
know that it's lack of purpose yet. The initial
Right.
feelings are a feeling of unhappiness or
Mhm.
unfulfillment.
Okay.
Yeah. Or they see themselves, going to a 9 to 5 job, and it's the same thing over and over, and they don't really like their job, but they're still going to it every single day, and they get, they keep feeling worse and worse about themselves, and that's a trigger. That's a red flag right there. And then a lot of people take them a long time to realize that. But once they do, they seek help. They seek help to guide them, to help them see, what they're capable of, or to help them down the path that they're meant to be on.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or share with everyone that I haven't asked, or that you're like,
no,
yeah,
we talked about a lot of stuff.
I know. I'm just making sure that there's nothing else deep inside you that you're like, I wish she would ask me this, but she hasn't. Or something that's come up where I maybe accidentally cut you off, or I don't know.
No.
Something coming up for you.
No, the only thing I would say is, I think it's important that we live, a truthful, authentic life, because, we have the privilege and to have this one life, and
right.
And I'm sure you've heard many people say, we have our own special uniqueness, inside of us that only we can share, and we can shine from and help others through our authenticity. And I think once we realize that, I think a lot of people, hopefully a lot of people are starting to realize it more, that they want to live, a fulfilling, happy life, and not just walk around, in autopilot. And I can speak for that because I used to be one of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also because of your husband's example, that he really did live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And life is too short. There are reminders of that every day. Yes, with your scenario, but even if we had a major incident here at the university, one of the students had died unexpectedly here, complicated death. And even in that, like she was 22, 22. And literally today she's having a service, and then next week after Easter. 22.
Wow.
And
awful.
No idea that she was going to die. We're almost ready to graduate. We're going to graduate in May. Life is too short to be wasting your time.
Yeah.
It just is. Or wasting your time being miserable, right? And what you don't like.
So true.
That's the other point there, right? Like, your husband loved doing what he did. He loved surfing. He did it because he loved it.
He loved it.
Yeah. He loved the architecture job, which balanced out, him. And then also loved you and brought that home to you every day, and instilled that same love in you to share with the world, as he also shared it with the world, and the knowledge that really be authentic and true to yourself and who your spirit really is, and not to cover up what that is, right? Or allow whatever is in your life to cover it up. Like, say it's that job you hate, or say you have a boss who can't stand you, or you can't stand, right? Like, just an example.
Right.
No, yeah. Or even if you have your own business and you're like, I'm really not passionate about this anymore, right? Or I really don't like this anymore. What do I do? It may not be like
change it. Yeah.
Or like, you don't like, I don't know. There could be many, many things that you don't like that make you extremely unhappy.
Another thing we need to remember is that because it's our life, this one life that we have choices. And if it takes 1,000 choices, who cares? Those are our choices.
Right.
That's what I tell my daughter all the time. You have a choice. And she sometimes will, she's unsure of the decision. And her answer to me is sometimes, how about if it's the wrong choice? No, nothing is ever the wrong choice. As long as you don't hurt anyone, it is your choice. And if it doesn't work out and you want to change your mind, then you change your mind. So I think a lot of us feel that, you make one decision, that's the choice you've decided on, that's the choice you made, and it's your final decision. It's really not.
Right. You have multiple opportunities to change your path and direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And to go back to like being authentic and really being fully alive, like in your spirit, you have the responsibility of that. That is on you. There is nobody else that can really make you feel fully alive in your own life.
Absolutely.
All those choices are your choices, so there's no way around that. There's no like circumventing that or being like, oh, here, you know, make all my choices and decisions for me. Even if you're like, the only area I can think of where sometimes that happens is in religious life. Even in those moments, you still have the choice to give that other person the choice to make the decision for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this, the choice is still yours. You're still giving them. Yeah. It's still your choice to let them make the decision for you. So it's your responsibility to lead a fulfilling life for you and have it be fulfilling for other people that come in contact with you too, or that you touch or that you inspire or whatever that looks like.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Is there anything else?
No, this is
a lot.
Thanks, Mary.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on the show today and part of the Woman Full of Soul program. Your soul is vibrant from what I can tell. It's pretty ready to go and really full of life. And you definitely have a lot to share with other people, not just through your meditation techniques or even through your coaching, but really with the spirit that's present within you. Mm-hmm. And that light that you allow to illuminate and shine through that, and sharing your journey and what that process has looked like for you, even when it's been difficult, but also those moments of joy that you experience too. So thank you for being so open and understanding with my questions, or really pushing yourself to answer them. If I put you on the spot, I know some of those you didn't know I was going to ask. So thank you for really allowing your spirit to shine and your true truth to come out and be known to other people so that they can grow and so that they can be more inspired to live a more fulfilling life and a more joyful life in that way, where they have that deep fulfillment and love for it.
You're welcome.
Like you've told us about. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of A Woman Full of Soul. We'll see you next time. Ciao.